Good evening, everybody. My name is Stan the Man, and you have tuned into Real Talk here on the Dream Nation Network. Well, today we have a little bit of justice on our hands. We have a judge that ruled against a police officer in a 2016 shooting. Well, shooting death, actually. In a 2016 shooting, the judge gave us justice 5 years after the Wisconsin cop shot a man parked in the car. Family celebrates the victory. The judge declares probable cause in a Wauwatosa police Mensa shooting. A Wisconsin judge on Wednesday announced he found probable cause to charge a police officer in the 2016 fatal shooting of a black man who was sitting in a parked car. I mean, well, they said sitting while black now, and he wasn't driving the car, so there was no moving violation at all. He was just sitting in the car. And at the time, the prosecutor with the district attorney said that there was that the shooting was justified. So, if it was justified then why the controversy now? A Milwaukee judge, Milwaukee County Judge Glenn Yamahara decision more than 5 years after the shooting in Milwaukee, in a Milwaukee suburb, marks a victory for the family of J. Anderson Jr. The family's attorneys used a rare legal process to pursue charges against Joseph Mensa. After the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office ruled the shooting was justified in self-defense, it will ultimately be up to a special prosecutor to charge Mensa. Mensa was alone in his squad car on June 23rd, 2016, while patrolling Madison Park overnight when he discovered Anderson, 25, sleeping in his car at 3 a.m. in the morning. When Mensa approached the vehicle, he told investigators that he saw a handgun on Anderson's passenger seat, and that Anderson reached for the gun. Mensa said he drew his weapon and ordered Anderson to raise his hands and not to reach for the weapon. Anderson raised his hands, but at least four times he started to lower his arms while leaning toward the front passenger seat where the gun was, according to the investigative report. Dash cam video from Mensa's squad car showed the officer shooting into Anderson's parked car. Anderson was shot 5 times in the head and once in the shoulder. That's kind of hard for me to believe that the guy would just reach for the gun, after being ordered to put his hands up. Yamahiro said Mensa created an unreasonable and substantial risks of death in the shooting. Based upon the totality of circumstances, the court does find probable cause that Officer Joseph Mensa operated a weapon in a manner constituting criminal negligence, and in so doing caused the death of J. Anderson Jr. Yamahiro said. Next, Yamahiro also expected to appoint a special prosecutor on September 28th that person will review the case and will determine whether they believe there's probable cause to charge Mensah with a crime. You know what this? You know that old saying is, absolute power corrupts absolute, and that's what I think happens with most of these police officers. They get that little bit of power in their hands, and it goes to their heads. You know, that's why so many of us die. That's why so many of us is put in handcuffs unjustly. That's why so many of us are put in jail unjustly. And don't get me wrong, there are some people that should be in jail, that should be in handcuffs, you know, but it's beginning to be more and more that the innocent is being accosted in these ways. And absolute power corrupts absolute. I do believe that. They get the gun and the badge and feel that they can't be touched. Kimberly Motley, the attorney for the Anderson family, took advantage of a little used provision in state law to ask the judge for a second look at the case. The Anderson, Wisconsin judge of law, if a district the Anderson under the Wisconsin law, if a district attorney refuses or is unavailable to issue a complaint, a circuit judge may permit the filing of a complaint. Before the court can do that, the judge must find probable cause to believe that a person should be charged with an offense. Motley had been trying to prove that the shooting was unreasonable throughout the four hearings that were held from February to May. Under the final hearing, Motley told Yamahiro she doesn't believe Anderson was ever a threat to Mensah during the incident, and I don't believe he was a threat to him either. The man was fast asleep in his car, you know, and I just don't believe that he would reach for a gun instinctively. After the hearing Wednesday, the Anderson family walked out of the courtroom in celebration of the decision that chanted his name. About 75 people were there in support of the family. So, after more than 5 years, we get a well, not a conviction, but an arrest in the shooting of Mr. Anderson. What happened to this thing? And that's the story for the night, babe, everybody. So, not all judges are bad. Not all judges are corrupt. It seems like this judge is out for justice, no matter what form it comes in. And that's the skinny of this situation. My name is Stan. This has been Real Talk. If you like what you heard, everybody, subscribe, like, and share my channel here on the Dream Nation Network.